Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Frozen Frontier. Yep, Grimes is blowing his weird whistle.
Wait, I thought we caught up.
Yeah, you guys catch up. It's fine. He's just he's getting us into the mood.
I'm jealous of your whistling ability.
All right, I run up. What is it, Grimes?
I think by now I'm still up on the. I've climbed back on the ledge above. I've got like crossbow in hand. Shut down. No! And I point off the distance, and he's probably gone by now. And I'll disconnect my grappling hook and slowly make my way down.
Not a problem.
Just one ambushed me, and I like point up the ledge where he ambushed me. I stuck him pretty good, and I point to the trail of blood leading away.
Bright red spots on the snow.
Yeah,
we might be able to follow that.
This was a big sucker. He's 7 feet tall. He looked different. Maybe another tribe.
How big was Bokassa? No, he was bigger, right?
Probably about this big, right?
No,
maybe a little shorter.
was like 6'2", 6'3". This guy was like 7 feet tall.
What, bigger species of gnolls? That sounds...
Or perhaps their leader? I don't know what a gnoll war chief would be do out here spying on us by himself, though.
I'd like to.
You guys
follow
okay?
Them,
are Ferris and Yarmir here?
Faris is, I think. Yaramir might still be back in the cave.
Where's Yaramir?
I am. I think Yaramir came, or did he not?
I don't know. I didn't say.
I assume we all went, because like William came back into the cave and grabbed us, and we were both in the room.
Yeah,
would you have come, Yaramir?
I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we could follow
you guys are okay? I was worried they were staging an ambush.
No, there doesn't seem to have been any others, so... Have you checked? Is there any more up there?
I'm like still panting. I haven't had time to look.
Okay, well, let's just stay ready. Everybody, Grimes going, we can't be leaving another 4 or 5 gnolls up there if they're waiting for us.
Yeah, so I guess I'll roll my eyes and climb back up the ledge that I've just scampered up and down like 3 times and go take another look up top and see what was around the corner that gnoll was waiting for me. It
was just a really well placed like hiding spot that had a good view of the mine. So from this vantage point, you could, the rocks are positioned such that you could like hide back here and like look through a small slit to look at the mine.
Is there a view down the mountainside from here? Like, is this a good vantage point that we should take note of?
Yeah, this is actually a pretty sweet spot here. From this position, you can easily see the tracks, like where you could have... The gnoll here easily could have seen William walking back to the mine, and in the stillness of the air, someone climbing along the ledge behind you, even though you can't see it behind you, you could easily hear something kind of clamoring along the edge.
Got a really good view up here, boys. Can I look around and make sure there's no other gnolls? Like there's not like a bunch of foot traffic up and around here, or the trail doesn't go anywhere else? This is just like a little lookout point.
Perhaps look to see if the gnolls are going back to our cave.
I mean, I assume I can't see any gnolls from here.
Correct. No
other gnolls. Does it look like there were other gnolls, or was this just like a hidey spot big enough for one person?
You could probably fit another gnoll or 2 here. Maybe not those big guys. You could probably fit 2 or 3 humans, maybe 2 of those big suckers, but there's no evidence of another one being here.
I think I'm gonna. I'll leave my grappling hook here. Like secure it. Take a couple minutes to secure it to the rock, and just leave a rope so that if any of us need to climb up to this little lookout point, we can.
Right. Easily done.
And head back down.
Why would one gnoll come up here and try and ambush us? What if they were?
I mean, maybe they weren't trying to ambush us. Maybe they were just keeping eyes.
What if that guy's running back to his cave right now and he's going to come back with 20?
I'm sure that's exactly what he's doing.
I look at Faris and he's like limping, right, and holding a bunch of broken bones where the golems like beat the shit out of him.
I don't know about broken, but yeah, I'm not in good condition.
Yeah, we could catch it. It's wounded, you said.
He climbs pretty good. Nah, he's already got 10 minutes on us.
Well, here's the way I see it. We think that the people that looted that town were gnolls, right? They took the Valthara statue.
No, actually. In the book, I had time to read it while you were out exploring.
Uh-huh.
The man who wrote it seemed to be operator of mine. Says that when Calamity struck, or no, before then even, the people in Salt Lake, which is town we were in, gave him all the valuables to hide in hideaway stash that we buried in the salt. I think Ferris found it.
You think that's everyone who lived in the city's money?
Yes.
Why would they do that?
Things were going very badly, it seems, towards the end. There was some political dispute after the queen died. Also, shortly after the coronation of the new queen, the snow started falling. But I believe the coins were transferred before the snowfall.
Strange. You know the name of that queen?
Martha is the fourth. And then the new queen was Queen Dia the First.
Queen Bea the First. What? The book suggests that the new queen had something to do with what happened.
Is speculation. The man says that Dia promised hellfire on enemies, but does not sure that the no has anything to do with it. Is simply speculation.
Hellfire meaning metaphorical military action, or
This is my guess.
yeah.
Or
Strange.
perhaps literal hellfire. It was coronation of sorceress Queen Dia.
Oh, it's a
Who knows?
sorcerer.
Well,
Strange.
I could go for some hellfire right about now. It's bloody cold.
Does it say anything about the golem and what's going on with that? And why the cave's so hot?
Some very small mention. Golem's name is Gorn. He's a protector, like I said. It kept out skags. Scrags? Perhaps this is what the Grimes have seen. He says very specifically once the snow started, whatever is powering Gorn must also keep mine warm. Because mine stayed warm till the end, even with people freezing outside.
It must be magic. Do you think you can figure it out if we spend a bit more time here?
Is possible. I have thought when Foreman disappear, the book makes mention of sending search party for her, one into the mines and one outside. What we saw of mines did not require much search party. Perhaps they go deeper somewhere we have not seen. Perhaps there is a dead end that is not actually dead end.
All right. Well, I'm a bit worried about the gnolls coming back, but we can't travel with Faris in this condition, so we're going to have to wait it out at least for another couple of days. We haven't found any food, though.
What time of day is it?
You guys got here today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Same
probably
day.
It's probably
Getting-
later in the afternoon.
Mhm.
Well, if you want my bow, you can try hunting again, William.
Seems like you handled yourselves pretty well against that gnoll.
Yeah, I don't think we've got much choice. Grimes, you willing to stay out?
Sure. Perhaps someone should keep a lookout, and I point to the ledge above us where the gnoll is spying. Perhaps
Yeah.
not. I guess there's
I
only
think-
one way into the cave.
I
And
think
then
we should-
I start looking at the mountains around and calculating. Do I think that a proficient climber could stage an ambush on the salt mine? Like as I'm looking at these mountain times, was that true? Is there really only one entrance to the cave, or am I like, well, shit? If they really wanted to ambush the cave while William and I are out, they could approach from there or from there.
I mean, you could be above the mine. You could be like, the mine's set into mountains, right? So if you were like, if you had ranged weapons, you could be tucked maybe up high and use your ranged weapons. That might work.
I don't say anything, but Grimes' eyes are darting around and calculating. But I think
Well,
we have to go get food, I think.
I could go on my own if you want to keep watch, if you're worried. But we're probably safe for the next couple of hours, I'd imagine. At least.
Now, let's talk a little bit about this food gathering. Because there's not much in the way of trees or anything until you get to the bottom, which is like 15, 16 miles away.
Yeah, no mountain goats or...
Not that you've seen. The only closest thing to a mountain goat was a knoll.
What about birds?
There have been a distinct lack of birds in Caledonia. You haven't seen a single bird since you got here.
All right. Not even seagulls.
Not even seagulls.
Penguins?
Haven't seen them yet. Could be here somewhere.
So, are you telling me there's nothing to hunt here? There's no food?
Not until we get to the forest.
You'd have to get down to like the wooded area. The mountains don't support any life whatsoever.
And that's going to take, what, like an hour maybe to climb down the mile or so to the tree line?
Grimes could do it in an hour and change. I don't think anybody else is equipped to climb down and then climb back up.
Okay.
Why don't I give a shot hunting, and you stay here and keep an eye on...
If you're going to be gone for an extended period of time, perhaps you should keep your hands warm. Would not want them frostbitten.
Yeah.
He needs the dexterity for his crossbow. Right?
Yeah, but
aren't there pockets?
I can still
do we
keep
have
those
pockets on
gloves
our clothing
handy.
where like he can stuff them into his cloak or something?
Or tuck them into a belt. I'll take my gloves back.
Okay.
Do I think I need like my grappling hook or rope for this climb, or is
better safe than sorry, right?
Yeah.
I mean, don't let me tell you how to play your character, but if you're going to be climbing a mountain, you might want your mountain climbing gear.
I think, so I'll recover my gear. I think I'm going to ditch my chain shirt, so I'll take a few minutes and leave that behind.
Okay.
And I think having Grimes go off hunting alone, unencumbered, is probably the safest bet, and then William can guard the cave.
So Grimes, two things while you're out there. One, if you can make a safe path down that mountain, if we were to head down that way at short notice, or after Faris is recovered, that would be useful.
I think the trail is the safest way.
Yeah, but maybe you can find out where that knoll's going.
He went down that ravine and then probably popped up somewhere the other side. He could be anywhere by now. I'll keep my eyes out.
You're going the same way though, aren't you? Like down the cliff.
I don't know. Am I, Neal? Am I following the knoll generally, or is that the fastest way down?
You guys are kind of tucked into the back of this little valley here, so on some level, you're definitely following the knoll, right? Because this is the only way. Like whether you come this way or this way, like you're still headed southward.
Yeah.
So, generally speaking, you're following the knoll in the same 45-degree arc.
Yeah.
I'll hand you my horn. I don't know if it's actually going to work, but do you want it?
Sure. How much does it weigh?
1 pound.
All right, that's fine.
All right. And off you go. You don't have a hunting proficiency, do you?
I do not.
And you don't have a survival proficiency either, do you?
Nope.
Okay, cool.
So, would you like a wisdom? Oh God, this is awful.
I will just make an encounter check to see if you happen across anything.
Can I climb the rope that Grimes left and
I took it back.
Yeah.
Unless,
okay. All right.
Unless you want me to set up your rope or something.
No, it's all right. I'll just wait at the edge of the cave. I'll pretend to be God.
All right. So Grimes, you head off this evening to look for food. Meanwhile, the rest of you...
I'm just a bit on edge. I'm trying to make sure that no one's climbing up the side of the mountain.
Are you guys headed back into the mine where it's warm, or are you staying out here?
I'm in the mine.
Nice.
I probably we're keeping all our supplies outside, so I probably walk outside to drink.
Yeah. I should also say that in the mine where it's nice and warm, you recover warmth at 4 or 5 points an hour. It's like 70 degrees. So if you're covered in your furs, you'll just heat up real fast.
Yeah.
I hope we don't ever have to figure out exactly how fast you recover warmth in that mine. I'd rather not nail that down right now.
So I'll use that nail to try and keep a constant vigilance over the edge of the...
I'll explain to them why I'm keeping the food and water outside, right? why it says in the mine, like in the log, right? It says that the disaster could have been avoided if food and water was kept outside in the woods. So I feel like keeping food and water in the mine might be bad.
Do you think that's the salt or the magic?
It is unclear. It says it says in the quote, had Mr. Susek stored the casks of water outside in woods, this calamity could have been avoided. So I think it's important to keep food and water outside.
Yeah, I think better safe than sorry. Good work, Yaramir. You keep trying to look into whatever's keeping this place warm if you can, and make sure that Faris is healing as fast as possible. I'll try and keep a lookout.
Will do. So I wasn't able to detect any magic in the entryway, and I'm out of spells. But I do find it interesting that it says in the book that they sent a search party into the mines. So I think one thing I want to do before I go to bed is like go to all the dead ends and like take something like a crowbar or something or whatever we have on us and like tap on them and see if they're like false dead ends. Maybe it's one of them leads deeper in.
Right. Okay. You go to each of the ends of the things, which will take you maybe an hour or change, and everything appears pretty solid. You can tap on them and even like cut into a little bit, and there's no sign of any extension deeper in. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I try to figure out. I'm spending the evening hours here trying to find a way deeper into the mines because Yaramir's fairly convinced there might be a way. There's got to be something magical somewhere powering Gorn. Yeah. I'm also a little worried about Gorn waking back up because I don't detect magic anywhere. I don't know.
Well, I guess I'm standing near him, so if he wakes up, I'll know about it.
Sure. Let's deal with Grimes. You head out into the snowy areas around you, looking for food or something?
Yeah, I think I climb the mile or so down to the tree line and then kind of just wander around the woods, not really knowing what I'm doing. One thing I do want to check. I do have a spare non-weapon proficiency.
Ooh.
Which I really should figure out what to spend on. One thing I was thinking about is set snares. I was just looking to see how you've changed it. I mean, so maybe we'll see if I find anything hunting, but maybe I'll try my hand at like a non-proficient snare if I don't find anything, and like we leave that for the night.
Sure.
But
good idea.
We'll get to that if we.
I've got a spare
right, so
as well.
Grimes, can I get you to make me a perception check as you are scouting out the woods?
Gross. Set snares is wisdom based. All right, perception check. Critical fail. I am not paying attention.
Nope.
I think
you are really not. Okay.
So what ambushes me? Or what do I scare off the animal that I found?
Hold on. Processing. Rendering. Someone else speak.
So the polar bear walks out of the woods and
All right, love you.
What
Bye.
proficiency could I take, do you think?
I don't know. Do you have the list?
Yeah, I'm looking at it, yeah. It's nothing particularly that takes my fancy.
Alright. Sorry, I've figured it out.
Time filled.
Time perfectly filled. Grimes, you walk around until the sun begins to set, or gets close enough to setting that you decide to turn back.
I don't see anything.
Finding nothing of value or nothing interesting, nothing to eat either.
All right. Can I try my hands at setting some kind of trap? I mean, I know that these are things that people do. I have no concept of the skill, but...
Yeah! What sort of trap would you try and set?
Something to get a rabbit or something. So, like, use a bit of... I do have rope use. So, like, try a bit of rope into, like, a noose. I don't know what you usually bait these creatures in with. There's also, like, drop traps, too. So I don't know what I'm able to rig up with some rope and some sticks. I don't think it's going to work, but I would like a wisdom check at, like, -5 or whatever.
Sure.
to see if I can come up with something.
A set snares check at -5.
Yeah, which I think is like a d20 plus 4, so I could nail it, but it's not going to happen. No, so probably waste a foot of rope.
Mm-hmm.
Make a weird little bunny trap with some sticks. Grimes doesn't know it at the time, but there's no way in hell this is going to catch anything.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I use for bait. I mean, I find a little bit of leaf or something.
Yeah. All right.
It's no wonder that it fails. So I head back up the mountain empty-handed.
Yep. The party reconvenes, bringing us to the end of October 10th.
Give the horn back to William.
Thank you.
Grab my armor.
Did you find anything?
Nothing. Forest is as desolate as the mountainside.
We might need to send one or two people out to collect food down at the beach.
Yeah, maybe, but it's 2 days travel. At best.
Well, we don't need the tent. In this cave, it is dangerous, but it's not necessarily.
Ooh, I get extra spells. Yay.
How much food do we have left?
Enough for about 4.5 days, 5 days.
Let's stay here for 2 more days.
Yeah.
Two more days. Back out.
All right. You guys are just going to wait 2 days?
Yeah, Neal, since I'm thinking about proficiencies, it's not got an X by warrior, so would it take me 2 slots to get religion?
Yes.
So can I start learning that?
Yes.
So I figure that maybe I've grabbed some books from the fort on the subject, or just speaking to Yaramir about it. Frustrated at the lack of a cleric, I'm going to try and do some reading on it myself.
I think it would be very reasonable for you to talk with Yaramir about it, because I bet you, although Yaramir is not religious and he thinks it's dumb, he's probably like a walking encyclopedia of like the cult of Martha.
You're like the atheistic religious scholar.
It's not a cult, man. It's not a cult. It's a full-fledged...
It's real, right?
It's not a cult when it's the status quo.
Yeah, man. It's like the way of the state.
It's just a cult in Yaramir's mind. That's all I was getting at.
Collective
I wasn't taking a dig at religion.
Like, I mean, from the outside looking in at Matava, right? It's kind of like this odd little theocratic little nation cult.
Definitely.
Yaramir has Ferris's backing.
All right. So does that mean can I use the check at like half strength or?
I don't know how Neal has imagined his new proficiency system. We've always house ruled that you can just like you can make attack rolls non-proficient at -5 in the worst case for a wizard. You can make proficiency checks at -5 for things you're not proficient in.
I'm happy to keep that for now. At some point, I might want to try out doing it at disadvantage rather than at -5, but for now, let's just keep it at -5.
Mathematically, that's actually pretty close. If you're, it
depends
on the
depending
on the DC.
Yeah.
Right, but on average, disadvantage is a -3.3 or something.
Yeah, it's a mess. Anyway, make me a religion check for something. What are you trying to religion?
No, nothing. I'm just saying I'm going to learn it.
Oh,
he has a free slot.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm just writing down what the check is, so it's 5.
All right. Well, that's the 10th. You guys want to skip to the 12th or to the 13th? How many more days do you want to
2
pass?
full days, so the 11th and the 12th. So we go to the 13th.
But Grimes is looking for food.
Yeah,
right?
I will keep probably making.
If Grimes finds food, then we'll extend that stay, I think.
If we know that I'm spending multiple days here, I basically want to learn like 3 detect magics a day for my first level spells and like walk these halls thoroughly with detect magic.
Also, Greg, I would argue that you could learn new spells here because it's warm. You're not wearing all your furs. You've got time to.
That's fair.
A couple days.
If I exhaust my exploring in a day, maybe the next day I might learn a spell. Yeah.
Sure. So we're gonna take this first day one at a time on the 11th.
Can I just confirm? There is like several hundred pounds of broken up salt from the golem.
Yes.
That we can take with us. So there's not much sense in mining salt at this point, right?
Well,
that we have enough to we have more than enough to lug back.
I don't think we can even take any with us with how much we have to transport back.
Yeah. Also, the value of salt is not so great that it's actually that efficient to haul it back yourself. 1 pound of salt is worth 70 copper. And that's like if you're selling it by the pound. If you want to like do it in bulk, it's like 10 pounds of salt is worth 600 copper. So like you could haul back 10 pounds of salt, but it's really not going to be that great for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
I would.
Okay.
Yeah. Then again, if you just want to pass like 6 months in Caledonia, you might be able to mine the crap out of this place.
Nah, screw that.
All right. Your time is better spent adventuring, not mining salt.
Yes.
So I think Grimes will be making daily commutes to the woods to search for food. He probably thinks he's just doing a really clever job of trapping the whole place, and he's like spends his time looking for animals and digging pits and trying to set fall traps to catch rabbits or gnolls.
Mm-hmm.
None of it will be effective. I guess I could make another random wisdom check, but
yeah. Well, so let's go on to the next day. Grimes, you're headed down the mountain, walking around when you spot what looks to be a pack of strange-looking deer.
what's strange about them?
They're like deer, but they don't look exactly like deer.
You might say they're strange.
Yep.
Eldritch deer.
Description. Yeah,
let's see. They're a little bit longer and a little bit stockier. They look like they've got thicker coats on. One of them, or a few of them, are males, and they've got like big kind of elongated antlers. They're not like nice little tucked in antlers. They're kind of like things sticking out all over the place. They've got a brown and white coloring to them, mostly white, but like a little tuft of brown on the chest.
So
kind of
how
wide
far off do I
nose,
spot
big-
them? Do I like see them down as I'm climbing down the mountainside? I spot a herd of them, or
It's more
is
like
this
when
in
you
the
get
woods?
down to the mountainside where you can see in between the trees and the canopy is not blocking your view. Then you immediately spot a pack of like a score or something.
Mm-hmm. How far off?
800 feet.
Well,
They seem to be kind of pawing at the snow and kind of like digging into it. Some of them are like gnawing on the bark on a tree.
Yeah, I would like to move silently and approach.
What is your move silently check?
15.
All right, and there should be a penalty for moving silently in the snow, I believe.
Should be a bonus, right?
No, there should be a
Nice,
penalty.
it crunches underneath.
Yeah.
-3 for moving quietly on the snow. And let's see, open terrain. No, this is not open terrain. It's not. It is quiet outside, so -2 for the stillness of the air.
Is there? Oh, is it a calm day?
Would you say there's adequate cover though for bonuses? He's in like a forested area, right?
How windy is it?
Yeah, if it's like a light day, there should be wind covering his sound, shouldn't there?
Yeah, let's see. It is actually, today's a moderate day, not a light day. I'm sorry, I misread my chart. So I would say with the moderate wind, there would be
probably
no
noisy.
bonus or penalty. I don't know if it's quite noisy enough to be, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, the wind's kind of loud. Yeah, I'll give you a +2 for that, and a -3 for the snow.
And probably a -2-ish for my gear. Let's see. Right, I've got boots.
Oh yeah, you've got some loose.
I don't
gear
think I would.
there.
I don't think I have loose gear. I think I would probably have done a good job.
I mean,
of
leather doesn't give you a
securing
penalty,
everything to
does it?
myself. Leather is, I guess, -1, but I'm only I've got leather limbs, and I've taken off my.
Yeah, any
my
sort of armor is
chest.
going to give you a penalty.
Oh, okay, so
Leather's
that's
only
a-
a penalty of 1. Metal
And that
is a
stacks
penalty
with
of 2.
boots. So if you've got leather armor and leather boots, it's
No,
-3.
your boots we're not going to worry about, but like armor will give you a penalty.
I mean, you
'cause
do have boots listed as penalties and bonuses. Barefoot is +2.
Oh my.
Boots is -2. Heavy boots is -4.
Okay, so yeah.
So I probably.
So -3 total.
We're looking at
Because
-3,
+2 and
yeah.
-2 and then -3.
So I think it's -3 total.
Okay, so
Yeah.
15 -3 is 12. Do you want me to roll it, or do you roll it?
I would like you to roll it. No, I should roll it. Yeah, I should roll it because you always think you're moving silently. It's 12 is your total?
Yes.
Okay. You start approaching these strange-looking deer.
And I try to find like the downwind, like I approached them from downwind, if I'm able to sort that out. So I think I circle around them, try to approach silently and close the distance.
You get to about 200 feet when one of them kind of pops up and looks around, and a few of the other ones start popping up and looking in your direction, and like they stop.
These ranges are in yards, right?
Yes,
for your
by the
weapons?
book they're listed in
By the
yards.
book, they're in yards. Okay, yeah. So 200 feet. If they start moving at 200 feet, I'm within. That's almost short range for my crossbow. So I think I'll take a shot from here.
All right, so you're at medium range with your crossbow.
But if so they hear me or smell me
Yeah,
and they
they've
spook.
like stopped. Yeah, they've been spooked. They haven't moved yet. They're in that like something's here. I'm on alert mode.
So do I take the shot or do I try and close? If I totally whiff the shot, do I think they'd run?
You're not a proficient hunter. You don't know.
Yeah, I think I'll take the shot from where I am then. If they've, while they're still. I don't know if I can get any bonus for that. What's the penalty for medium range? Is it -2?
-2.
So total of +1, probably with surprise. Surprise is probably not the word, but like I could get one back attack. Like they can't see me. There's no explicit bonus for that.
Right. So I'll give you +2 for
+2,
some sort of
okay.
like back attack. They don't see the. Yeah.
All right. So
That's fine.
bonuses and penalties are a wash, and I crit a deer.
Oh, nice.
I think
Damn.
you more than crit a deer. Oh, you're so close to double critting. If you can get another +1, they've got AC 13.
So my base is +3.
Is he on
minus-
flank for any of them?
I mean, that's already included. I think
Oh,
that
okay.
was
That's
included in the
+2.
2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are they, you said they were
there should
alert,
be
Neal.
minus to hit for the high winds as well. It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
moderate day. It's -6.
Would
to
it be
hit.
slightly broken by the fact that he's in the woods, like the trees are there to be a windbreaker?
We're gonna leave all the wind penalties the same. I don't want to.
Okay.
Okay.
It might make sense in the woods to give a penalty or bonus, but then then the charts need to be adjusted, and that's too
I
many
think
variables.
let's just take a standard crit. I think
All right, standard crit.
that's not an assassinate, right?
No, you can't assassinate a deer.
Oh, yeah, no good.
All right, you wound the creature 6,
Yeah.
and they all
And I
break
think, yeah,
and run.
I break into a run as well. So I think we roll for initiative to see if I can get another shot off before.
Sure. Oh, they roll so badly on initiative. They roll a natural 10.
Yeah.
Kill it. How are you gonna get back up the cliff? That's the question.
So I do pretty well.
Yeah.
How far can you move in around? Can I move in around through the woods?
Ooh,
So it's
it's a moderate day, so your movement rate is.
I think we said it's your movement rate in feet instead of yards when it's a.
You can go
when it's in
60
the snow.
feet in a round on a moderate day.
Yeah.
And make an attack. I think, and make an attack. Yeah, actually, I've got medicinal weapon style, so I can move my movement and still make regular.
Yeah,
attacks.
so I think you're like running and loading and catching up to the thing. The wounded animal's the slowest one to react as they bolt. I think you can probably, since you won initiative by a lot.
Get a short. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can get a short range shot, but I don't think it's worth switching to melee weapons. So I close 60 feet. I'm now 140 feet from it. 14 should be a hit.
Except for minus penalties for the wind.
So there's penalties for the wind, broken, but there's
But he
also,
lost the penalty for the long range.
and I
Right, but it's still -6 for the wind with missile weapons.
5, right?
6 on the chart. It
Is
goes
it?
calm
Okay,
is
if it's
0,
minus-
-3, moderate is 6, blizzard is no
Okay.
chance.
and that holds even broken by the trees.
Yeah. So I think your bolt is on par, but like a gust of wind just kind of like blows it to the side and it disappears, and the caribou bolt and scatter.
What is their movement? Like, I chase it down. It's
Sure.
wounded. I mean, if this were a real animal, it would probably be moving slower, but this is D&D, so continue moving it.
It is also
Max-
in like many
max
feet of
movement
snow.
Right. I think they have a movement rate of 24, basically, so that they move at double your rate through the snow.
Which should be 120 feet.
Yeah. So they start moving through the snow as quickly as possible. And
I mean, I don't know if you want to play this as a chase.
Prayer shot. One more long range, right?
Yeah.
so
I feel like I should also be able to follow the trail of blood to wherever this creature curls. Did you roll a save versus death or something? Do you want to resolve that as a crit, or
ooh, that's a good
are we not
point.
playing those rules?
yeah, he passed a save versus death, but we aren't playing those rules anyway. But he passed anyway.
Okay.
So it increases the distance between you and it by 120 feet. So it's at like 260 at the start of the next round as you roll initiative. It rolls a 10 total.
260, you say.
Mm-hmm.
Max range is 180 yards. I mean, so I got some range with this crossbow, although
Yeah.
with this freaking penalty to hit.
It's pretty rough. You
right.
go first,
So I can move 60, bring it to 200.
which is still medium.
Either way, it's still medium range.
You're
so
gonna
this
need like
is
a 19 or 20 to hit it at this point.
I don't. So my base is +3. I can definitely get a back attack. Bring it to +5. -5. It's -6.
So you're rolling at -1 total, right?
Yeah.
So he only really needs a 14 on the die.
15 on the die. That'll do it.
17
That'll
will do it.
Nice.
Nice shot.
How beefy is this thing,
Oh,
though?
no, you're right. 14 on the die. I'm wrong. 3. Oh, God, it's still alive.
9
It's
points
still
of damage
alive. It
total.
moves another 120 feet. So it's now 320 feet from you.
Yep.
And then we roll initiative one more time.
320.
Ooh, it gets a 6 on its initiative. I think you cannot.
Including
No way.
its size or what?
3 and 3.
It's
you know,
not.
maybe
It's a
they're-
size large creature,
Yeah, so
but it
3
doesn't
and
matter.
3 and 6 is 9.
But I
So
rolled-
it moves
yeah, I
another
rolled
120 feet. That brings it to 440.
5. No, it was at 260, so it brings it to 380. Oh,
It
it
was at
moved.
320.
It
It
moved
can move
120
240 feet and around.
No. So you
Neal,
started at what?
I did check animal movement rates in the book, and I figure wolves are probably of like a comparable speed, right?
There's
Their
a
movement rate 18.
deer. There's probably a deer.
I couldn't
or
find
a
deer
caribou.
in there.
I was gonna say
Other
that
than
deer and
mammal-
horses have a similar movement rate.
No, mammal herd.
I
Most
mean, wolves have to be
horses
about
have
as fast as the kind of things they would eat, right?
horses have between 15 and 24.
Yeah, but it says wolves are at 18. I can't find deer in the book.
It'd be under mammal herd. I
There's
think.
an antelope. That's as close as you
Mammal.
get to a deer.
Really? The antelope are way faster than deer.
Yeah, they've
Antelope
got
are like the
camel,
fastest.
cattle, buffalo, antelope, sheep. But antelope move at the same rate as a horse. So
Aren't
Okay.
So it
if-
was you made a shot. Your first shot at 200, then you closed to
my-
140, and then it's gained
rounds.
60 feet on you each round for 2 rounds. So
So it was at
gained-
260, and then it gains another 60 feet this round, right?
No, this round it gets it at 120 because it's got twice your
Because you
movement
didn't
rate.
close 60 yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so it moves 120, and then
So,
I
yeah, you'll
so
gain another 60
120.
on
Yeah, so it's at 380.
Sure, 380.
Yeah, 380, and then I can close 60 to 320. My medium range is 120 yards, so 360 yards. So I'm still in medium range.
Okay.
Nice. Shoot it, Ryan. Come on.
This is such a silly chase. Math hunting.
Oh god.
Oh.
Another missed shot. The animals are pressing on. The others are moving a little bit further. The wounded one's
I
got 2
botched the
arrows out of
initiative.
it. Yeah, it gets another 120 feet. You close another 60. This puts you at long range.
60 on top of 320 is 3. That's just barely
Yeah.
long range. Yep. So
That's another. It's -5 for long range, right?
Right.
So he's now at -3 total.
it was at -1 to. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you should be at -4 total now.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is another miss. I don't know
And
how
I
much
think
you
they
want
get
to keep
away,
chasing this.
but
yeah.
I think I followed the trail of blood.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can
know. I
follow
mean, I
the
guess
whole herd in
mechanically
tracks.
I guess mechanically this is D&D, so the creature never dies; it just gets better.
Yes.
But yeah,
Yes. You can follow the tracks, but they can outpace you. So unless they slow down, you're not going to catch up to them.
I think that's. I mean, I don't know. I mean, logically, that's what you do, right?
Yeah,
When you
sure.
shoot-
I mean,
when
if
you
you
shoot
wanna-
a deer, you follow the trail of blood until it beds down to rest, or usually it bleeds to death. But like I said, we're in D&D hunting.
Yeah.
So I will
So
spend
you can-
I will spend the day following the caribou.
Okay. Let's see. Can you give me an opposed perception check to the caribou? So the next time that they come into view, if they see you first or you see them first, ooh, yeah. The next time you catch sight of them, they catch sight of you and they bolt even farther.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can go a third check before you'll have to turn back for the day.
I think I didn't
Jesus.
spot them.
No. Yeah. You lose some bolts, you wound a deer, a caribou, or whatever, and eventually you make your way back to the salt mine empty-handed and
Pretty
minus-
salty. I feel like D&D never handled hunting realistically.
Well, that's
Like, what more
because
can you
the wound
expect that-
system doesn't work realistically. You know, you can't
Yeah.
have animals take.
I don't think it was made for hunting.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
like, what more can you expect than to crit a crit your quarry on the first shot, and that's
Right.
usually just not enough to
It's
bring down an animal.
not a great system. Anywho,
Neal, do I spot anything when I'm watching all day?
no, nothing interesting comes your way. It seems that this place is nice and safe. Relax. Take a load off.
Relax. Yeah, I'm not gonna relax, but
Okay.
All right. Grimes returns frustrated. I found a herd of deer in the woods.
oh yeah.
Wounded one, but they got away. But
Curses.
perhaps with a little help, we may actually have something to hunt.
I may go back to the same area. Or Neal, I have survival, right?
Yeah.
Would I know anything about would they be likely to go back to the same, return to the same area after they've been attacked there before, or?
Probably not. They'll probably avoid that area for a while.
Okay.
Not Grimes. Yaromir, you were detecting magic everywhere, right?
As much as I can, yeah. I loaded up on as many detect magic spells as I could, and then I've been going to. Basically, I know the first couple of hallways or whatever. I've already been detected magic in. The silver letters don't detect magic. The hole in the wall doesn't detect magic. The office doesn't detect magic. But there's a couple miles of hallways, right? Mm-hmm. So I've loaded up as many detect magics as I can to find the source of this golem's magic.
How many detect magics do you have?
Technically only 3 because I can't. It's not a geometer spell, so I can't take a 4th, and I can't take it at 2nd level.
I would allow you to use a 2nd level spell slot for a 1st level spell. It just won't be any stronger. It'll just be regular strength.
Okay, then I can take 5.
Okay. Give me a moment here to math. Load page.
Yaromir, will you look at my wounds while we?
Yes, yeah. At some point during the day, it won't be 24 hours consecutive detect magicking, so I can stitch you up and tend to any wounds that the party
assume
has.
you're tending to all of us. And while engaging in other activities, you can gain 1 HP a day. Is that how it is? And then 2 if we were getting complete rest?
Non-strenuous activities, it's 1 a day. So chasing caribou through the forest.
With a proficient healer, though, you can gain that.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Do I get 1 or 2? For today?
You just sat around the mine all day. You get 2.
You get 2.
And then I get 1.
You get 1.
Yeah,
right.
Ryan gets 1.
So I'm up to 3.
Okay. So, Yaromir, you kind of sort out the tunnels. You don't find anything magical in any of the tunnels, and maybe a little defeated. You're heading back to the front of the mines when right near that workshop, the foreman's office sort of thing, but just slightly deeper into the mine. There's something in the wall, buried in the wall, that is giving off a bit of a magical aura. A small something. Yeah.
I guess I go up to that bit of the wall and I try to focus to see what strength of magic it is.
I would say, what are the categories? It is dim, faint, moderate, strong, overwhelming. It is moderate.
Interesting. Yeah, so I'll go up to the wall and I try to identify what it is exactly that's glowing in the wall. Or what's proccing my magic.
It's something behind, it's in the wall. You'll have to carve the salt away to get to it.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, so I guess I'll go in search of a sharp stick or bone or maybe try to borrow Nick's sword or something and
not the sword. If you point this out to Grimes, he can get you the tools.
Well, yeah, but Grimes isn't here. Grimes is out failing to.
Oh, this is during the day.
So it's on the wall, but also up kind of high. It's a little bit out of reach, so you'll need a little. You could bring the chair over or a desk over, or you can bring something over to stand on. And
okay, maybe I do need William for this, right? William and Ferris, you see Yaromir at some point failing to drag this fucking desk. I'm ah! And it moves an inch, right? And I'm
William, I think this is better suited for your talents. Not to mention I'm worried about opening old wounds.
William, it seems that I am incapable of moving this desk very far. Could you perhaps move this desk over to this wall over here? William gives me silent treatment. It's very sad.
You're muted, Nick.
Yeah, I say sure, but why?
I have detected some aura of magic inside of the wall. I wish to excavate it, but it's too high for me to reach, despite my lanky arms.
Great. Try not to blow us up or anything.
Excellent. Yes. Do you think I could perhaps borrow sword for excavation purpose?
I pick up like a rusty pick off the ground.
This works well. Yes. You much better thought. So yeah, I get William to move the desk over, and then I climb up there and begin, like, I remember back to watching Grimes, like, carefully unearth the salt around the safe, and I try to mimic that poorly, but that's how I attempt to do it.
I watch cautiously.
Okay. You dig out this section of salt from the wall ceiling area, and coming tumbling down is this large metal disc. It is made out of cobalt, or something like cobalt. It's got like a bluish hue to it, with some black something inlaid, or maybe it's like an enamel or something in the middle of it that's black. And this is what is radiating, or was radiating, the magic. I think by now your spell's worn off. Okay.
Disc of cobalt.
Has it ruined the heating in the cave?
With black gemstones, you said?
No, it's like maybe a cobalt blue disc with like a black enamel painted in the middle of it. So it's like a ring of blue with like a black center.
Okay. Bluish hue with black enamel.
Does the cave cool down when he takes it off?
Nope.
Okay.
I guess the first thing I do is I want to kind of reach out and see if it radiates heat itself.
Nope.
Okay. I will attempt. I would like to attempt to make an arcanology check. This is an ancient magic item, I would imagine. I would like to see if I can find its purpose.
Please go for it.
Excellent. How about a 31?
That will more than do it. You recognize this as an amulet of protection. The colors represent the god of fate and time, Tempos, and it is in his name that these amulets provide protection to people, because supposedly it is not your time, not your fate to die at this moment with this amulet.
Nice.
Amulet protection, wow.
Neal, can you establish this in canon really fast? Is it made out of cobalt, the material, or kobold, like compressed kobold meat?
It is kobold bone that's been soaked in cobalt.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
Yeah.
People in the chat were wondering. I wanted to.
Colors are representative.
Good for you.
Perhaps since William is here and he's peppered me with some religious questions, it comes to mind to mention it's the colors are representative of Tempos, who's generally regarded as the god of time and protection, yada 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 yada, right? And just like further, just give him the like scholarly religious text.
So how does it work?
It seems it is protection. I do not know exactly how it works. I will need further time and study with it, but I know that this amulet was created to protect, and having it buried here in mine, perhaps it was the very magic that powers Gorn, but more likely the magic that keeps the snow at the bay.
Do you think we could repurpose it, use it in other places?
This is my hope. I wish to spend some more time with it. I kind of pull out a pearl. I have spell I would like to try. But perhaps this will be another day.
Sounds good. Well, that's promising. It's the first magic we found here.
Okay. That is Wednesday the 11th. Thursday the 12th, Grimes goes out hunting again, and it's just empty. You get nothing.
I think I would try to track down the caribou again. Possibly with Ferris, right? There should be.
I think Ferris
It's
is
the second day, right? I'm still resting up. I have 3 HP.
Mm-hmm.
If we're resting, I don't want to go out on 3 HP. Like, the only reason I'm even willing to leave on 5 is because we need to find food.
All right.
I forgot something that I was going to share with you guys.
Take 5 points of damage.
I'll take those 5 points. In the desk in that foreman's office area, I can't believe I forgot this. I spent so long making this. There was a piece of vellum that looked like a map.
Huh.
That was in the office alongside.
Maybe they
ledger.
find it when they're moving the desk.
Sure.
Yeah.
You move the desk and
it falls out of a crack.
It was stuck behind the desk against the wall somehow, and you move the desk and it plops to the ground. It's been preserved by time. It looks like that.
Ah.
Oh.
Ooh.
Whoa. It's green.
Yeah, wow, this place used to not look like shit.
And you typed out the names in wingdings.
Maybe.
Hey, shit, look at
some
that giant
other
tower.
deviant or division of wingdings, so you couldn't replicate it.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that giant tower.
Oh.
Well, I think I know where we're going next. We need to... Goddamn boat.
We might as well take the boat back. We found
boat.
600,000 copper pieces and valuables here.
But
We might as well.
keep that in the lighthouse.
There's no reason to stay any longer. We might as well get this shipment back to the princess. The fort is low on men, and a large payment back like that might encourage her to send more people down.
I agree. And it will also be good time to restock on food and supply and just get us ready to push further and deeper.
Exactly. We're going to make plenty off this trip to come back another time.
Let's, okay.
Plus, I could use the recovery.
We've probably got time to check out the lumber camp, don't you think, on the way?
If there's anything dangerous there, it could mean our end.
Perhaps instead of... well, this is bad plan. Never mind. Yaromir was about to give a plan that may kill party. Ignore Yaromir.
We have more rations in the lighthouse, correct?
Yes, in
Yes.
fact, we have, if memory serves, and it does because I have Google spreadsheets, we have 132 pounds of rations remaining in Lighthouse.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Mechanically as well, you might want to be somewhere clean to be able to cast your identify spell. You're probably not going to be able to do it here.
Yes.
On the way back, we should make sure we chop plenty of firewood.
So we could
I
stop in
don't
the
want
keep.
to. Out of character. I don't want to take the disc out of here before I identify it at the
Right.
risk.
We're still on the end of the
some
first
kind
day,
of
right? So you can do it during the second day because Grimes went out hunting again, so you have time
Right.
here.
Yeah. Basically, in the second day, I want to do that, and then I want to do
Okay.
some creepy stuff.
If you need help cleaning a section of the cave, then I'll help you do it.
I appreciate offer. Perhaps that is a good idea. Let us clean cave as much as possible.
I mean, William doesn't know that, but assuming that you mentioned that you need to clean out an area of the cave, I'll help you do it.
Sure.
Trying to stay useful. Alright, so I guess the plan then is to identify the thing and then head back to the lighthouse with the loot. We've still got 3 more days of rations.
We're going to be traveling slowly.
So we can probably get down the mountain and hopefully find food in 3 days' time.
I would like in this day to memorize, identify, or in the morning, and cast it on this disc to learn of its properties as much as possible. I specifically want to know what Yaromir is specifically looking for. Maybe he doesn't get this from identify the first time, but that's what he's hoping for, is how the protection works, like whether it's tied to where the disc is, who's holding it, whether it needs to be buried in the sand. If I take it out of this cave, will it break some property and remove the protection? That's what I'm looking for. And then I want to build a small fire and get a lot of ash, and mix it with some amount of water solution to create like a proto ink. And I want to find like a sharp, pointy bone as well. Maybe I need to like cut someone's leg off and sharpen a femur. But that's something I will be doing this day.
This can all be done.
Cutting off somebody's leg and getting a sharp, pointy femur.
Yeah.
Oh, right. There's the desiccated corpses. I was gonna say. What are you playing at here?
I'm gonna tie Ferris down.
It's time for some surgery, Forrest.
Yes, I apologize, but it seems the gangrene is all over your leg.
Okay. Why don't we go to break, and when we come back from break, we'll do all these things. And this time, instead of a 15-minute break, we're only going to take like a 3 to 5 minute break. We're going to keep it short.
I don't believe it.
All right. No coffee
There's so
this
many
time,
coffee
Sean.
beans to grind.
Hey, I'm making tea specifically to keep the time down.
Aw, you're a real hero. See you guys on the other side of a break.